Something to be said about hard-nosed full contact. It's like that raw rap all the way back to boom bap. Spikes up, Ty Cobb inspired killing the corners. Heating up with recklessness, we still getting warmer. Nevertheless, nothing contest, we bring it best. Wile E. Coyote mixed with Roadrunner, full comers. Holding your title hostage, the kings we smoke others. You're either with us or against us, it doesn't matter which. Scouting your weakness, we bring the wrath when we hit. There's never been a squad as raw as trash can spit. You might get bashed with a stick while I'm pounding the fence. Look around, you're a fish while I'm rounding it quick. Take a look at the base and sprint off with a fist in your face. No remorse, no mercy, no force can hurt me. The scouts purposely bring the pain, come try to work me. But there's a crew of dirty cats.
Yo! Softball fam, welcome once again to the Glue Guys program number 20. I don't think we get anything for that. Did we? We got the counts off?
No, we don't get nothing. We don't get nothing.
It's 20 though, right? We can at least say it's 20. That's 20 episodes. Nobody's kicked us off yet. I feel pretty proud of that. Anyway, welcome. If you're new here, my name is Mark. The guy over here, there.
Yeah, we never
know
which side it is, right?
I just like doing it and just let my hand kind of, it's like finding, the water line with copper. All right, anyway, that's a construction thing. Good evening. Welcome Wednesday evening to the program. Show number 20, which I'm proud of. I don't get any gift, but hell, it's all good. Sir. I get gifts in your kudos and adulations that you throw at me in the tournaments, which I always appreciate.
That's all we need.
Appreciate people watching. Real quick, let me get this out of the way. I got my favorite compliment about the show this weekend from a newer umpire, a younger guy. Mr. Jackson, thank you. You do not know how much I needed to hear what you said to me at our senior tournament this weekend. That is the greatest compliment anyone could ever pay us. I passed it along to my partner. He agrees. My name better be showing up to Marlos and Mark Sobel. You're good. And I stopped the show to make sure you were good. You
I was
did
say
check,
it's funnier because I showed it the first time, like the first comment he made, I showed it. And then he's like, I better be showing up. Yeah, you got to watch. There we go. Let's go.
I think we got a couple new viewers tonight. I hope we do because people said they were going to tune in. Listen, this is a show about senior softball and softball in general. And every once in a while we get in on some sports stuff, some UFC stuff, but mainly about the stuff we're doing in Arizona with senior softball. And as we grow, so will the program. We'll talk about Texas tonight a little bit.
Absolutely.
A little bit. I always kind of throw Cali in there because I basically work for Vic, who is the California State Director along with the Western Region Director. And he smartly or crazily appointed me to this National Advisory Council for the senior stuff. We had a meeting this week, got some good stuff worked out for Challenge Cup. I will get into that later. Tonight, let's get the Bills out of the way. I wanted to point out, in case you didn't notice, you should have, kind of over here, look at that wonderful new header, with all those clean-ass logos all laid out. Those are all our sponsors, folks, starting with our friends Mickey Czar and his team at Czar Realty, taking care of all your real estate needs in the greater Phoenix area. And I'm trying to get them to get in Jersey in case I want to go home, because after my week, I seriously considered it. But sadly, he's not licensed in New Jersey. Moving on, my boy Teditz with his newer logo there. It's down there. It's bright. I like it.
I love it. No,
it's a statement, man. That's a statement logo.
I love that.
Ted's working on a lot of new things, man. He is. It's 30 days of content we are in the middle of. He's literally sleeping 2.5 hours a night between editing TikToks and videos and streaming for you folks on Facebook and on Twitch. We're trying to get everybody over to Twitch. Teditz Gaming over at Twitch. He's diversifying, man. We're going to have golf content. He's going to attempt to cook. And let me give you an inside track for anybody who's wondering. He can't. All right. I had to teach him how to microwave popcorn. If that doesn't give you pause to say, I need to watch this, it really should. So look for those videos very soon. And I will also be included in some golf content we have coming over on Teditz's channel. So check him out. A lot of new things coming. Exciting things happening, just like they are here at Glue Guys. We got plans out the wazoo that you guys don't even know about yet. Oh, wait, let me correct that. Marlos has these awesome plans coming for you guys in the next couple months as we roll them out.
Comedy. Hey, I had to put. I know we're in the middle of.
I know the other two left, so
I had to throw that up there real quick because I thought it was funny.
No, I am not good. just to let's get this 100% cleared up before we get into all the things for tonight. No, I
Yeah.
am not good, son. I am far from good. Moving on, I will not forget this week about my friends at Marty's Trophies. John reminded me, and I screwed that one up. That's my bad. I owe him an extra week of stuff.
That's why I said.
I
That's why I said it's. That's why I said it's the mind, not the heart. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I every show I got it out. He made this for me. I love it, and I love the logo that U-Trip came up with. They hate us because they ain't us. That may be pertaining tonight once we get through this. But my Glue Guys thermos tonight's. So go see John. They do bat shelves over there. Jason over there is amazing with the engraver hats. We got our Glue Guys GSL hats, which Sammy and Don needed a small ass one. Sammy needs the snapback for her ponytail. They are getting made. Just hang in there. I did not forget about you. So go to see Marty's for everything. And then last, but certainly not least, and I don't have it up here with me, but I will talk about it in the pictures. At least I posted those. McDilly Sports, Kevin over there made myself and Marlos a shelf for the show. I posted the pictures from the tournament of it. It's friggin' awesome. It's got our names. He made us some tags. It's got the Glue Guys logo on it. I am not going to besmirch that shelf by putting it into my softball bag. I'm going to leave it out and put it back in the show here. I'm going to make a little shelf where it's in the camera view.
Bro. Yeah, leave that for decoration.
I'm not going to ruin it by putting it in my softball bag. Now, if I put it in Marlos' bag, it'd probably be increase the value. It's going to decrease the value in my bag.
Man, it was too fly for that, bro. It's too fly for that. I need to go down and get something done, you know, not for my bag, but just in general. Because they between Marty's and McDilly, they do fantastic work. And I'm always trying to get stuff done, weird little things that I can use and show people. So yeah.
Well, hey, shout out to you coming up with that really nice logo for McDilly Sports, Kevin. I don't know if you've seen it yet. If you haven't, check it out. I think it's awesome. Listen, this guy over here, I've been screaming about it. You know, when I was coaching, crazy enough to do that. Before I went full crazy and became a director, Marlos did like the last 4 teams' jerseys we had. Everyone was better than the last. I wear my Teddits one on here all the time because I'm so proud of it. He did that, man. He did that. I didn't do that. I said, here's the name, here's the colors, and he'd switch them up anyway, and they'd be better. So I'm just going to stop giving them colors now. Like, I have to have this name and this sponsor on the jersey. Other than that, go to town. Now,
Deeds.
While Marlos is looking at the screen, I can talk just me and you guys, right? Just me and you. You don't get it for free. So if you hit him up with that message about, hey, you need a number on it. I'm just giving you the advice. You can approach him however you want, but if you want to get a response, just me and you, right? Just me. He don't hear this.
Tell him.
You don't hear that.
Talk to him.
You got it. You got to throw a little bit on that. Good work doesn't come cheap. Let's go.
It's funny you say that because I don't know if anyone knows me, they know I'm notorious for not responding to anything for extended periods of time.
I'm trying to help him out.
Yeah, and it's not always, it's not always just anything. If my wife was actually, I know if my wife sometimes listens to the show or watches the show, and she would be jumping around right now co-signing. My kids would as well. That's me. Unfortunately, I'm good at when I know I need a minute, I take a minute. So Mickey, for what it's worth, I just now saw your message, like right as the show was starting. I will hit you back. Don't worry. But yeah, don't feel bad when I'm slow to respond.
Yeah, no, folks. I had to come up with this whole show idea. The only reason we have the show, you guys think it's about promoting softball and I'm a director, has nothing to do with any of that. This is a little fourth wall breaking for you wrestling fans. It's really just so I have time to hang out with my boy. Because literally, we text a little during the week, but he's real busy. So I created all this selfishly so I could hang out with my boy for an hour or two every Wednesday.
Hey, and it's good times. It's good times. It's good times. No, I always have to say that because I sometimes I feel bad about it after the fact. And you could say it's a mental health thing, but I know when I'm struggling and I back off when I'm struggling. And
I
so
just,
a lot of the
there's
time
been
when
a
I
couple,
don't respond, that's really all it is. And
I understand.
Usually I'm, everybody will tell you, anyone who knows me, I always get back and I'm always very thorough. When I back off, it's because I need to. And, so that's why I say that because I do get a lot of messages from people. It's not because I'm like too good or I'm a shitbag or anything like that. I know when I need a minute, and life's tough right now for me. And I know for a lot of people out there. So I know you guys can relate. Nonetheless, I do want to say one thing about our sponsors. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate everything you guys do. And I wanted to make sure that we kind of demonstrated that as well. And so as we evolve and continue to grow the show and make adjustments and things like that, I want to make sure that you guys are getting the same look. That's why we wanted this style. I wish I had more talent. Because man, I the things that I think of doing for this show, man, it would be.
Who
crazy.
are you talking to? Who
Man,
you
come
telling you to
Come on,
you
man.
wish you had the talent?
Come on, man. There's
You
things
ain't
I'm
talking to
learning.
me.
Hey, I'm trying to teach myself right now how to do some more video stuff.
Bro, between the
improve.
jerseys, the logos you've done for me, the look of the show, I say it half joking, but I'm dead serious. I have nothing to do with any of this.
Hey,
I'm the
we still do
mouth.
it. Nah,
He's
we do
the
it.
brains.
It's a
I'm
we.
the mouth.
It's always we. It's always we. There's never an I in. There's no I in team. And
I refuse to let you devalue yourself. I refuse.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
That's the
But
way.
hey,
That's what a friend does.
We got a
Yeah, we got a lot
series
to
to
talk
promote.
about.
We got a series to promote real quick.
We do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is Mark.
4:30. Yeah,
Oh,
4:30.
God, you're right. So anyway, the next tournament. Hello, what do you friggin' run, dummy?
Bring it back. Bring it back.
All right. So we, for years, Bob has held the cash series there for the kids, right? Dash for the cash, different names for it. But right around this time every year, we have a big tournament where the more teams that enter, the more cash you can win. I think I saw D's were up to $4,000. So they're getting up there, right up to 5K. So I said, hey, why can't the seniors do that? And Bob went, you can. And I said, hey, put that on a schedule, man.
Mm-hmm.
So April 30th, May 1st out at Cactus, which, hey, guys, it's always fun playing at Cactus. Pioneer is my favorite absolute field. I will say that many times over the course of tonight based on our tournament. But I do like Cactus. It's always cool being over there. So we're going to be at Cactus. So all you guys that had a rough weekend trying at 325 or back to the 300, you can get your home run back on the 30th. But we're going to be giving away cash too. We're going to jump in there, and based on the number of teams and how we end up with divisions, the cash is going to be prorated. So just, Randy Moss style, straight cash, homie. No funky prizes.
You gotta
straight cash.
You got to clarify what prorated means, because somebody's gonna go,
oh my God, I thought it was supposed to be this.
Well, I was
much money,
careful.
It's not.
I was careful not to say a number for the seniors, right? I just said it was prorated, because then I'll get hung like, but you said, hold on. Prorated is the amount of the prize is going to be in relation to the number of teams that sign up. If AAA gets 20 teams, they're going to have a bigger cash prize than a major division that has 6.
That's what I'm
That's
talking
what
about.
prorated means. And by the way, before anybody gets it convoluted, the women are absolutely invited to come get some of this loot. So please talk to your coaches, and you guys. I know you guys have a great system where you all talk. We had 9 teams this weekend. It was amazing. Apologies to Desert Heat. They played like 6 in a row. Apologies, but hey, one day that's what happens. It was amazing. So I'd love for all 9 of those women teams to come back and win some cash.
It was dope seeing a bunch of women teams. It was dope seeing a bunch of women teams.
And let me tell you something right now, and I don't care who gets mad at me. I really was watching with Ronnie, and I said, you know what? I'd take her, and start a AAA men's team, and I'd win games today. So,
hey, bro.
It's just facts. It's just facts,
that's
man.
Bad. That's good. I'm
not,
on
a personal note,
let's keep it real.
I saw 3 women I would have brought to Vegas with us to play shortstop. That's an inside joke for you, me, and anybody who wore a head first jersey. Moving on.
Oh boy.
Sobel, you should have never said that. And I'm gonna warn you now. That comment that you just made is going to come back to bite you in about 20, 30 minutes when I get into the tournament review. Lucky for you, I have something much more important to talk about.
Yes.
Lucky for you. And if you don't believe me, I have a notes that we do the show notes on, and it's dated and timed when I wrote it. And before you sent that, about 2 days before that, there's something in here that we're going to be talking about your squad, bud. So hang tight. We'll get to you. Now we get the JK. No. The JK's got to be on the actual post that you said that, or then you can't. No. All right, I'm out of here with that.
No take backs. No
take backs.
I do want to point out though, my boy, I was talking to him a little earlier. Shout out to
Mickey,
Paco.
calm down.
I was talking to my boy Paco a little bit earlier. He was talking about Phillies hats, right? And it made me laugh. And I told him that between you and he, y'all are only motherfuckers who care what side patch and what years on the side patch. And so he was having this issue because there's this Phillies hat.
The same one I said,
93, the 90 fucking 3. And he will not stop it. And I laugh every fucking time because I tell him all the time. I was like, I hate side patches. I hate them, but I love the hat. So I'll get the hat, and I don't give a shit what the patch says. And I said, most people don't give a shit. I was like, but you Philly motherfuckers, y'all be on it like that, man. So it's coincidental, of course, that you're wearing some Phillies gear today. We were just having that convo a couple of hours ago.
Paco, my John, appreciate you. I gotta make sure I do that every show.
Absolutely.
But I explained to you why that patch they particularly chose for that hat. It's like PTSD. They chose a patch of a year that we're trying to forget. So when do you start putting celebrating? And I go, well, why are you celebrating shitty seasons? You know what I mean? Like, you don't see the World Series runner-up come out with a hat 20 years later. I mean, unless you know your expansion team. But like, no, don't celebrate that. We got a couple titles.
Nah,
we got 80.
I mean, I know.
You know,
why.
we got 2008. Like, I don't know either.
Why? No, I know why. I just find it hilarious because I, you know, again, I don't give a shit. Fuck that fucking patch, and I don't care what year's on it. I don't pay attention to the patches. I hate them. I wish they weren't there. I get why they're there, but then it's a whole rabbit hole of why is that patch on any hat? Or this hat, or in some cases, there's
a whole special show. We'll do a Thursday show just on bad patches on hats.
Look, there's teams that have never even been to the fucking World Series. All of a sudden, have a hat with a World Series patch on it. It's bullshit. Anyway, let's get back on it. We got a short time and a whole bunch of stuff to talk about.
Yeah. Anyway, Phillies got romped today, so you can break my stones. But they made it close. They were down 8-1 at one point, came back 6, whatever. Yeah. Congrats on last year's title, Dave. That's why we play again. All right, let's move on. We talked about the cash. End of the month, get signed up. I got to post up. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know, Sobel. Enjoy that. I got counters. It's early. 30th, we got cash, man. It's at Cactus. Don't ask me if it's a 1 or 2 day yet because I can't answer that until I know how many people are signed up. So everybody's going to ask me in the next 2 weeks about whether it's a 1 day or 2 day. I promise you, the minute the team list locks the Sunday before the tournament, I will let you guys know if it's a 1 day or 2 day. You don't need to do that. All right. Any other questions, obviously? All right. So the most important thing we got to go. I'm actually going to let Marlos open this one up because I want his honest opinion. He knows the details. He knows all my thinking. I will full disclosure. I've texted a lot with Marlos and I've let him in on some of the conversations I've had about this incident. So everybody knows, what I said, what's been between us.
And why.
So knowing that, I'm going to let you start off.
So, all right. So a couple things. I'm going to make sure that's clear. I want people to, by all means, add your details in the chat, in the stream, etc. We're looking forward to that. It's part of why we do the Glue Guys. That's what we like. We like that conversation. So there's a couple of things that I wanted to bring up about this particular issue. Number one, I know a lot of people have, I'm using this kind of as an asterisk ahead of time. I know a lot of people have been discussing, it's all over every softball forum that I could possibly be involved in, even if I don't want to be in. We've all seen the situation down south where an umpire got basically clapped up real quick by a parent or a spectator, whatever you want to call it. We've all shed some imaginary tears because she's there with the black eye. She looks like she got stomped out. Cool. What I've noticed, of course, there was a lot of reaction about that. There were a lot of people with a lot of huge, big time feelings and opinions about how umpires are being treated and etc. So, coincidentally, the tournament that just passed here, we had a situation. I won't call it similar, but what I will not do is pretend that the circumstances don't matter. Okay, I know everyone complains about the breaks at tournaments. It's not just senior, it's not just co-ed, it's not just women, it's men's, it's everywhere. We all complain about it, but in large part, it has to do with umpires. Yes, the directors want to get their money. Yes, the sanction wants to make sure they can limit costs and everything, but they're having trouble getting umpires, and we talk about this all the time. We always use the excuse of the mats is that we don't have enough umpires that are good enough to call a strike zone. Well, one big reason we don't have enough umpires is because a lot of you guys are dicks. And you like to do shit that pisses people off, and you think it's cute, and the umpires are basically telling you to fuck yourselves while they just don't umpire. This weekend we had an issue. We did have an issue at the tournament. Now, what I will say ahead of time, I was not on the field. I was not there. Everything I'm saying is not in an official capacity of UTRIP, because half of what I'm going to say is not necessarily what UTRIP would believe. What I do know is that this incident happened on the field, and the particulars of the incident matter, but they aren't enough for me to go into every single aspect of it. The gist of it The very, very meat of it is that one player put himself in a position to what you could describe as intimidate the umpire, or you could describe it as he placed himself in the umpire's physical space for an extended period of time to which contact occurred. Now, I'm saying it that way not because I'm trying to be any kind of PC or any bullshit like that. I'm saying it because I was not there. But that is the prevailing statement, that summary that you could gather from literally anyone and everyone who saw it, who were there on the field or in the general vicinity. Now, here's the problem. So we have a situation like that, and I would say, yes, you have teams and players all the time that are yelling at umps, getting in the umps' faces, and et cetera, doing all kinds of crazy shit. And we all expect that. We all know that happens. I mean, we all grew up in a baseball age in which, you know, umpires and coaches and managers go at it and everything else. I don't want to act like I'm some saint or some bullshit like that, because that's not how it is. However, we all have an expectation, or we at least have the expectation, that we will treat each other with a level of respect. And there are certain things that you just can't do. And one of those things is make contact with an umpire. That's the case in basketball, football, you name it. There were a couple of big time playoffs and this and that over the last few years in which contact was made with a ref in basketball and in football. It kind of happened. And those guys were tossed. And in most cases they were suspended a game, 2 games, whatever the case may be. What I think bothers me a little bit about this, before we go right into the real issue itself, I think bothers me about it is that, you know, it continues to exemplify that players really don't give a shit if it's not going for them. If it's not what works for them and their team, they don't really care. What I would caution is not simply the thing that everyone says about umpires, and they say, oh, well, you know, umpires are tired of your shit and you won't be able to play because there won't be any umpires. Oh, there's always going to be umpires because somebody want that money, right? The problem is I've seen too many players on too many teams who take a stance of, well, if that umpire does this, then I'm going to do that. Or this umpire shouldn't be here, he should be suspended, etc. My problem is trying to anticipate what people will do instead of putting yourself in a position to not be in that position at all. And I will say to anyone who will listen, the individual that had this situation happen to him put himself in that situation, made a choice on his own, and continued to make that choice. And there are consequences to that choice. If you were to walk into a store right now and take something off the shelf and throw it on the ground, smash it up or something like that, there are consequences. If you jump in your car and let's say you drink a fifth of Henny and you jump in your car, and you drive down the road and a cop pulls you over, he doesn't give a fuck what you thought you were doing. He doesn't give a fuck what you could have been doing. The rules are very clear. They're very straightforward, and they should apply to everyone. We are on the show every week, and every week someone gets in our stream or in the chat and bitches about unfair practices like rosters and positions within, you know, whether they're in this division and that division, and it's not fair. Well, the rules say this. You're absolutely fucking right, they do. And the rules don't apply when you feel like it. The rules are the rules all the time. Now, I'm going to say that, and I'm going to say Mark is my boy. And in our conversations about this particular incident, my stance was not what his stance is. I do not agree with the punishment that's being doled out. I don't. I think it's over the top. I think it's a little much. I'm one of those people who, while yes, there are rules, I like to apply the punishment with a level of grace. And that's what I communicated to Mark. He wasn't asking my opinion to suggest, oh, I'm going to change this. I offered my opinion because my opinion is my opinion. But I guess that's the one thing that I need people to understand, is that unfortunately, while a lot of people like to crack jokes because Mark's a jokeable guy and there's friendships and relationships and everything else, you got to remember that at the end of the day, his job as a director is to control the tournaments and apply the rules. If he doesn't apply that rule here, what happens when the next incident is actually much further or much worse? If he doesn't control the situation, what happens when some player or some shortstop or a right fielder or something gets hit with a ball and goes and beats the shit out of a pitcher. You wouldn't have all that pushback for that player being suspended. I've been in plenty of situations at these fields in UTRIP, and shout out to Bob, that Bob has been very direct about not tolerating those types of actions. I remember it was a fight a couple years ago, and it was a legitimate fight, and everybody's like,
not like a hold me back.
No,
it wasn't hold me back.
Hey, hold me back, dude. No, it wasn't that. I saw that, and they handled it. They handled it appropriately because everyone who was involved in the fight was punished. While I may still disagree with the with the length of the punishment or the nature of the punishment, I still do that. I think it's important that people hold themselves accountable, and more importantly, as a teammate, it's my job to hold you accountable for how you conduct yourself on the field. Because not only do we represent each other, you represent me. And if I'm there and you're acting like that, it's not my job to tell you you're wrong in front of everybody else. I use an example when we talked in the pre-show. You know, I'm one of those people that believes you don't correct in front of company, right? I'm not gonna argue with you or nothing else. You could tell me that 5 + 5 is 12, and in front of company, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna agree with you, but I'm not gonna argue with you. But what I'm not gonna do is get behind closed doors and hype you up on your bullshit. Behind closed doors, I'm going to say, you fucked that up and you need to make it right. What sucks is this particular player, and this is my statement, mine alone. I said to Mark, I said, dude's a really cool cat, bro. He's not even one of those crazy hotheads or no shit like that. He's a good dude. And then even as I was saying it, it was like, yo, shit happens to good dudes all the time when good dudes make bad decisions.
And folks, just real quick, if you're coming in later wondering, I'm going to go over my entire process and how I got to where I got to, because I've been promising since we started this show that I was going to, the compliment week. I'm going to try to keep it as real as possible and stay as transparent as possible. I'm not naming names. I'm not naming the team. I understand some people might say, oh, well, we'll figure it out. I understand. I'm going to take that chance.
Good luck, Sherlock.
Because I want the message out there, and I at least want to get my reasoning and my process down, just so everybody knows. First of all, I did not come to this decision lightly. I didn't make a call that Monday. I waited until yesterday to make a final decision on the action and the length. I was in constant contact with Vic Rivera, who is, one of my bosses. He's the West Regional Director. I was in constant contact with Bob Fuller, who's the Arizona State Director, and I have a circle of 3 or 4 people that I trust their opinion on things. And it's not necessarily to make the decision for me. It's just an informed opinion, one that's not mine, to try to get another view of it. I will tell you guys this. This is what I saw this weekend in general before I get into specifics. All right. In my opinion, from when I played to when I coached to now that I've been a director, the escalation of the disrespect for umpires has continued to go up. All right. Now, look, I'm not going to mention names, but you guys messaging me while the tournament's going on about how I need to come get this ump or get that ump, or you better set this ump straight. And I went and watched, guys. There was nothing that warranted me coming over and disciplining an umpire. You guys get a little in your feelings, grow up. And really, that's my main message for all of you. Everybody, I put that post up about the ump in the Midwest, okay, because of how heinous the act was and how it relates to the things I'm seeing tournament after tournament. It has nothing to do with what happened this weekend. That was just coincidence. But this is something that's been going on and going on. It was only a matter of time before that's going to happen in Arizona at a softball tournament. All right? Yeah, it was a girls' fast pitch. There was another incident, I think, over the weekend where it was a boys' baseball game and an ump got pushed. We're seeing it more and more. And yet everyone acts so outraged, okay? And people who commented on my post, reposting it, okay, I've seen for a fact that they've lost their shit on the field. All right? Guys, I'm not saying you can't argue. I'm not saying you can't get fired up. But you keep moving the line. You keep moving the line of what's unacceptable. I, as a director, have to reestablish that line. Because if I wait too long, it's going to be too late. Someone's going to get punched. Someone's going to get seriously injured. All right? I'm just asking you, especially the guys of the team that this was affected by, take yourself out of the equation and look at it as a spectator, or you hear about it like a lot of people are from different people. All right. I'm pretty sure you'd have a different reaction. And that's not right.
If the roles
That's not right.
If the roles were turned also, if it were
Right.
the umpire doing that, would you be saying, that's fucked up and he's not that bad? And
You
would
better
do
not
that,
ever
or
ump
would you do-
again.
Right. I mean, you guys do that shit for a bad call, let alone if it was someone's actual physical person. Because my problem is, what if he turns around and fucks your dude up? What you gonna do? Jump in? Then what? Then you're gonna be saying, oh my god, that's so unacceptable. What kind of horrible? Like, everybody in the respectable politic bullshit, when it's convenient, it's insulting in most cases, because you don't really have that kind of respect for anybody if they aren't co-signing what you're doing. If they're not with you, then you don't really give a shit. If it doesn't affect you, then you don't really give a shit. And that's not fair.
No, and the thing is this, guys, and the one thing I'm asking everybody to really sit down and take 30 seconds to think about is, we're all adults, and what I don't see happening that has me the most upset, most of you are not owning your shit. Most of you are not owning your own actions. I keep hearing about, oh, well, the ump this, or well, that player that, or that. You know what? It's not 100% on any other person. All right? You are responsible for your own actions.
The only person
okay.
The only person you
now
can
there are
control
certain situations where we could say, yes, you were justified in whatever your actions were. But at the end of the day, justified or not,
your actions
are responsible for your actions. So, guys, own your shit. There's no reason that a player should be running in after an ump, calling him an F word. You're a piece of this. You son of a, you piece of personal. Not about the call. Not about the call. You can call it a horseshit call all day. You can call the action of the call whatever you want.
Right.
You cross the line when you go personally in an umpire. It happened Sunday. I literally jumped on a field and escorted a guy off. Now, they were out of the tournament, so it didn't matter booting them. But I walked him off and said, if you ever want to play here again, you're going to stop with the personal stuff. I've had it, guys. So listen, it's zero tolerance for attacks on umpires. If you make contact with an umpire, it is zero tolerance. You are getting suspended. For how long will be determined by the details that I can put together. Now, on to this particular incident that happened this weekend, this situation. I don't even want to say incident. Situation. Taking into account what I just said, there was a situation where, well, let me start here. I've talked to 7 different people not affiliated with either team that was playing on the field at the time, whether it be spectators or other people. 7 different people who are not associated with each other. I didn't go up to the first group of people at the stands and one by one get them because they're all together. No. It was other players watching the game. It was other spectators. There were 2 fields next to it. So there were 2 extra sets of spectators that weren't even watching that game but turned around. So between all the people I talked to, I feel I got a very good idea of what happened. Or I should say, of the details that matter in making a disciplinary decision, is how I should say it. I don't know 100% what happened. I never will. So I don't want to insinuate that. Mm-hmm. And I'm very confident in all the takes I've gotten. And as I said, I consulted with my bosses before making a decision. I didn't just say, oh, well, that blah, 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 and he gets that. No, didn't do that. Okay. And the reason I bring up the point of not owning it, it was a factor in the decision. I won't go into details, but it became a factor in my decision.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
So basically what happened was contact was made with an umpire. Before that contact was made with the umpire, there was a call made that was, well, the team didn't like it. They didn't agree with it. I'll leave it at that. They were upset. Numerous members of the team were yelling at the ump about the call. That's not new, which is why I'm going on this goddamn rant. Ump says, I'll talk to the coach, speaks to the coach about the call, coming back to go behind the plate. 4 guys are still arguing the call. Ump says, go out to the field. It's over. I've talked to your coach. We're moving on. The particular player stayed in the umpire's space. I'm not going to get into what was said, how no,
Not important.
not doing
Not
that.
important.
That's not important. The important part of this is I believe, based on the information that I have received, that he was in that umpire's personal space. How the contact was made, I don't even care. And what do you mean you don't care? If you are going to argue with me about that mattering, you're missing the entire point. Contact was made with an umpire who warned the people in his vicinity to move on. It is over. Twice he warned them. And yet, people chose to stay in his space. Now it's on the player. In my opinion now, okay, my thinking going into this decision I made, which I will tell you what it was in a second, was you chose to be in that space. What happens now, at the very least, is 50% on you. 50%. A little more in this situation because the umpire had said twice, break it up, move on, go to dugout or in the field or wherever you got to go, however he said it. He did state that. Okay? So that right there is the main crux of the decision, guys. The contact, in my opinion, should never have happened. How it got there, whether someone was angry or just questioning a call or whatever, okay? Because I will tell you there were conflicting reports about the intent, what people felt the intent were. Some said he was trying to intimidate the umpire. Some said maybe, I'm not sure. So I can't be 100% on that, so I'm not basing the decision on that. Because if I believe that, it would be longer. Okay? So, the point being, there was contact made, and it's a no-tolerance policy. Okay? The umpire said he was shoved. I could not get a confirming story on that, or else this would have been. I ain't
buy that shit either. I ain't buy
this would have been a bigger deal than that.
Hey, for the record,
and let me say something real quick,
some bullshit.
Johnny. If you're going to choose to rehash a discussion we had in private text message, okay, that's fine. But understand that everything that you text me in our conversation is going to be talked about on this show. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to rethink the decision to try to hash this out in my chat right now. I'm going to give you an opportunity to take 30 seconds and think about this. And think about everything that we said between each other in the text message. Because I have no problem revealing everything I said to you. I will put it up on this screen right now. It'll take me about 30 seconds. Please rethink what you're doing right now. And I will wait.
Part of me is like, yeah, nah, there's a part of me like, look, I'm going to say, hey, real quick, wait, before you go, let me say this.
Go ahead.
Real quick, before you say that. I'm going to say straight up, I don't think that should happen on the show. In both aspects, right? One, it kind of exhibits what you just said a couple seconds ago, that it's no ownership of the situation. It's not really about proving, telling everybody that you didn't do it or didn't. I think a lot of people like myself are kind of like, yeah, I see how that could happen or whatever. The very minute details don't really matter, because in trying to justify what you're doing, you're basically saying what he's saying. Number two, I really don't think that's a good look on anybody within the situation, because I think things like that should be handled appropriately, professionally, etc., and in private. There's a reason why I didn't say who and what. I mean, because if anything, I got no skin in the game, and ain't nobody finna show up to my house talking shit. I don't give a fuck. I'm saying it out of respect for the players, respect for the umpire, respect for the for the team. I mean, I love some of those guys on that team or whatever. So I believe, me personally, I don't believe that needs to be hashed out here on the show in the chat. Now, the details that we're sharing, we're not really saying who, we're not saying any of the details on purpose. But the issue being discussed is how umpires are being treated and how people are conducting themselves in a very specific example without actually using the specifics of the situation. I don't want to do that. And I don't think we should do that. Mark, you my boy, so you know what I'm saying is I don't think we should do that. I'm saying that to Johnny as well. I don't think we should do that. I mean, for what it's worth, like I said earlier in the show, I was in Mark's ear, like, yo, it's a little much, whatever. I'm vouching. There are people out there vouching for different reasons. My issue is about my issue is strictly about the punishment. Should it be no punishment? Bullshit. I can't do that. That's not how the world works. That's not how things are, and especially in the current climate. But that should not be hashed out with details. No names, no team names, no coach names, no umpire names, no particular game, none of that. And I was very, very careful in how I set this conversation going. I never revealed when. I never revealed what part of the tournament. I literally made it so that it was clear that it just happened at the tournament. Let's keep that there. We all want to be adults.
Yeah, you know what? We had a great tournament this weekend, and I needed a minute there, and I appreciate you doing that to calm me down.
Yes, sir.
You're right. I'm not going to rehash it. I already got aggravated enough to say the name, and I didn't even want to do that. So for that, I apologize. I should not have done that. Should not have identified you that way, and I got too aggravated. So to you, and you know who you are, I apologize. I'm not going to say your name again.
Absolutely.
I'm just going to say this. All right. I just want to kind of give insight into my process, but it's getting us off track here. We're not going to have a he said, she said in my chat.
No, not at all.
All right. So here's how it is, guys. I decided after consulting with people and going over the details of it that he's going to be suspended for the rest of the league year. Many that I talked to said that was excessive. I understand that. Marlos was one of them. A lot of the guys, but a lot of them at the end of the day, when we talked about it, said, all right, hey, if that's what you think you need to do. And folks, that's why I'm saying this on the program. This is what I think I need to do. Okay. No one is paying attention. Yeah. Whatever the umps. Oh, they got to get rid of him. Oh, he sucks. And you guys aren't paying attention. Marlo said earlier, yeah, they'll come for the money. No, they won't. There'll be a point where the aggravation is not worth the money we're paying.
I agree.
It's going to happen. And you guys go, why don't you have more tournaments? Why? Because of you, your actions. And we go back to what I said earlier. Own your shit. So that was the decision I made. I'm pretty sure they're going to appeal, which is completely within their right. And I'm happy to entertain that appeal because I'll have nothing to do with it. That's going to go to state director. I don't know the whole process, so I apologize for not having more details about that. But coach reached out properly, said, hey, can we appeal? Absolutely. This is what I know that you have to do. And there we go. And
real quick on the last thing that we'll say, and so we can move on a little bit. So, and McGrew said something.
Yeah, I see it. I mean, I have a response to that, but I don't want to get bogged down in it either.
See, that's why I said I'll say it because you're not wrong, Adam, for what it's worth. And Mark will co-sign this, but that's exactly what I said to him myself. I said, you gotta look a little further than the simple concept of problem, right? What I will also offer, and which I absolutely agree, and I hate it because that's really what I said was that's kind of small. I would have felt different had he just like full on boom. So, all right, cool. You want to do that? Hey, you got to get rid of him. I get it. What I will say though is we've got to put ourselves in better positions. We've got to do things that that function in the manner that we'd like to be functioned with. I don't think anyone wants to be in that position. At the same time, do I feel like he should appeal and everybody should write their character letters and everything else? Absolutely. But I think the issue is drawing the line. At some place, someone has to own the fact that we've got to do better. And again, I'm not disagreeing. I'm 100% on board of saying, I thought the suspension was a little heavy. I did. I still do. But what I will say is, unfortunately, that's what happens. You put yourself in that position. You're up to someone else's control. And I'm big on control. I can only control me. And if I control me, I don't give control to a director. I don't give control to the state director or the umpire or anyone else. So once you put yourself in a position where you're at their mercy, you're kind of at their mercy, and it sucks. It does suck.
Yeah,
it sucks that
I do want to say,
I
do want to say one thing to Adam's both his comments. By doing this, Adam, yes, now I put myself on notice that I need to be consistent moving forward in anything that I do. So now you guys are going to pay close attention, and I would expect that, and it's totally fair to keep an eye and say, all right, well, wait a minute. And if further incidents happen, I'm going to have to act accordingly based on what I've done here. Agree 1,000%. The big difference from what you're saying, though, is there was contact made.
Yeah.
And I'm being general for,
I think we're
'cause I
good.
don't
Yeah,
wanna-
yeah. No, I think that part.
But I
that part's clear,
disagree that 1 or 2 tourney suspension makes a point and puts. No, it doesn't. It'll be forgotten, in my opinion.
I don't. Yeah.
Now, what the right number is, we can all debate. Okay, I
Yeah,
think
we
we
can
just
go
got
all
to
day.
agree to disagree here.
Yeah,
And I respect everybody's opinion. I tried to converse with as many people as I could about it. To just give my perspective. I'm pretty strong on this one.
Yeah.
And I may turn out to be wrong.
Yeah,
Every
and you know what?
decision
And
has
there's
a
nothing wrong with that.
possibility.
Yeah, and there's
But I'm
nothing wrong with that.
100% belief in my convictions here. But I'll
The
always
reasoning
be up
is
for the
sound. That's all you got.
conversation.
Yeah.
You know,
The reasoning is
but
sound.
I
That's
don't
all
want to
you got
get
is the
bogged
decision maker.
down. We had a bunch of teams play really well this weekend, and I
Great
want to
tournament.
get to it.
Great tournament. My team
Um,
was not one of those, by the way.
Well, I
We-
wasn't going to say it.
Nah, I was shit. I am. Man, we sucked this weekend, bro. We didn't do really well.
Well,
Now,
let's,
we didn't get, we didn't get smacked up, but damn.
No, but we'll start with the majors because I got to tiptoe around this one because it's not my state, but I'm still going to say it, and they can fire me if they want. So we had a team from Texas come in, try to add some guys last minute who were conference rated players. I was ready to send them home. I'm just going to be honest. I didn't like it. I felt like it was a premeditated thing that you're not going to drive all the way from Texas and, move. You're not going to do that. It's not like a Joe from Avondale to pick up a couple guys last minute. So I was kind of annoyed at that. And speaking to the Texas director, I got some information and we had a conversation. I was not happy with him. I'll say right now, I'm not happy with him. The senior director, not happy. I didn't like how it was handled on their end. And I've told him that too. We had a national meeting. I told him. So let's just put that out there. I'm not going to get into super details because I have requested of Vic and the Texas director that those guys be moved to conference for the rest of the year. I've gone through whatever process we have to request that. But again, it's Texas, not Arizona, so I can't guarantee anything's going to happen. But just for my guys, okay, I want to thank you guys for voting to let them play because, folks, I said no. I let the coaches of the majors teams decide if they were okay with them playing conference. They were by a slim margin. And they played, and it didn't go so well for them this weekend. So I guess karma worked it out for me. But the reason I'm even bringing this up in the show is because I want to warn people. I love having out-of-state teams here. I love you guys to come in and play our guys and see new teams and competition. And I don't even mind conference-rated teams. I talked to Jay out in Cali. We're talking about maybe bringing out their 40s conference team to play, and just they give the spot. We're talking about it. I don't mind. It's not that I don't want conference teams here. It's that I want you to do it the right way. Don't try to sneak in under a major tag that you got to send me running ragged Sunday morning. I'm trying to check teams in, get everybody paid because everybody waits till, well, not everybody. A lot of people wait till Saturday morning to pay. So you're trying to do that, and me and Ronnie trying to figure all this out. I wasn't happy, but kudos to the managers because I think they made the right call. They got to play them. They got to see different talent, and it was a hell of a major division run, which leads me to a very important point I wanted to bring up. Los, you can work on some graphic stuff or whatever because I want to get up on the camera here real quick.
Hey,
all right, it's just me.
It's just y'all. It's just y'all.
And you
Hey,
guys
Hold
on
on.
BTL. All right. Thank you. So listen, everybody else, go grab a coffee, a drink, a whiskey, whatever you need. However you party is fine by me. I'm not going to judge. But just me and you BTL guys right now. Let's have a little conference, have a little talk. We'll talk. Friend to friend here, not direct. Friend to friend. Guys, you cannot, and I'm telling you this as a friend, so you know I mean it. You cannot keep hanging on this AAA card, boys. It's it. Let it go. It actually, I think, is a bad look. And I say that with all the love because, listen, you beat a very, very good Amigos team 34-14 straight up. I don't want to hear, see, or even whisper about AAA because you guys are major, period, from here on out. Because you're that good, okay? People can talk shit and you don't like how a team does this, that, or whatever. You guys know, Marlos will co-sign this. We've always been fans. And we both agreed that you guys would really surprise people in majors. You did exactly what I thought you were going to do. All right? So let's stop with this underdog shit, with this AAA stuff, with this what if, play the ship game. I know you were kidding, Chris. I laughed. But people who don't know the situation read that the wrong way and got offended. Like, well, you're the ones who didn't want to play. They didn't earn it. Or they didn't understand.
Yo,
You know?
hold on. Boom.
All right,
That
do I have
right
to stop
there.
now?
That
All
right
right,
there.
all right.
No,
So, hold on.
that's-
All right, everybody
full
can
shit.
come back, get your
Yeah, that's
coffee,
full shit.
whatever.
All right, we back.
Thanks for the BTL
back.
guys. So thanks, boys. I appreciate you
Swap
hearing
that
me
back
out.
out.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Hey,
that.
no, I want to echo that though, and I want to say it in the most positive way I can because I mean it that way. I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling good, right? Because I knew these motherfuckers was gonna go up there and start whooping asses, bro. I'm like, hey, I say it all the time. I say it every chance I get. BTL is no motherfucking joke. When some of these goofies were over there talking shit about, oh, they're not that good, blah, 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 blah. Nope, I was on this motherfucker like, nah, BTL will run that up, bro. And they did it, and I'm happy. I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? But what I will say is, I think everybody who matters and everybody who's got a nope, I'm jumping out in front of you before you jump on that.
You see what I'm going to jump on, right?
I absolutely do. I do. But what I'm saying is, look, dude, if anything, it's a perfect example of what should happen based on what we all talk about. Like, for what it's worth, and that's why I started off with, I'm going to try to be really positive about this. Everybody bitches about teams that are in AAA that shouldn't be in AAA. Everybody talks about, they want more teams and things like that. It's absolutely great to see a team like them, go up, be successful, and they're going to continue to be successful. They're a great team. They're a team that should be a major team, and it is what it is. Now, I'm going to let y'all talk that ball shit because it's so fucking funny to me all the time.
We're still on this. Like, here's the problem, though. I still don't know if he's fucking around or if he's serious. It could be either way. I don't know which way he's fucking going. And what cracks me up is the fucking rule book says 44, 375, U-Trip or GSL stamp ball. Classic M Pro M. I just read the rules today. God damn.
That's why I laugh.
I got enough shit to worry about, Dave. You know what the hell's going on. You're going to throw it. God damn it. But that leads me in a real quick thing. Thank Matt Vidal from SOBs. They purchased these brand new Dudley Thunder Advanced Senior balls. As you can see, it's got a U-Trip Senior only stamp. Folks, these things feel like rocks. I let anybody who.
No, they're great balls. They're great balls.
All right. And they performed really well, getting beat up all weekend. Kevin's in the chat. He played Sunday with SOB, so he saw them. Guys, this is as close as we've ever been to rocks, and they are readily available. You don't have to wait till fucking July to get them. So these are automatically approved. They're 44,375 with a U-Trip stamp. Boom. Let's go. I love these things. I think it's as close as we've gotten to a rock so far. So get that out of the way. Sobel, what I saw you say is like, you didn't take the spot. I get that. I'm giving you credit. The thing I'm saying to do is not say you didn't take the spot anymore.
Yeah, you don't need the spot.
You don't get no more credit for that.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
Direct Sports and Smash It have the Dudleys, guys.
Yeah,
that's exactly the point I was trying to make, man. That's all. Just don't even talk about the spot anymore. You don't have to.
Yeah, if people, y'all run it up, dude.
People can admit it or they can lie about it, but whatever way it goes, Chris, I'm telling you, you guys earned. I guess respect is the word, but everybody is on notice now. Went, oh, okay. Now we know we got to take you guys seriously now. Yeah, whether they did or they didn't on the weekend, I don't know. Yeah. But I'm telling you, just let it go, man. Don't even talk about spots, nothing. What you do and that other place, cool. You're a major team here now, and you're competing.
Good. Yeah, they're good, bro. They're good.
And I hope I didn't come off angry. I'm not angry. I'm just trying to kind of point you guys in the right direction because I know how it's a little different up there. You know what I mean? You guys got
wait. So what he did say right here, as far as he said, all his comments are towards Mickey. You know what, dude? I'm gonna say this real quick and then we'll move forward a little bit. I as long as you're not being disrespectful, say whatever the fuck you want. You want to be loud? You want to be an asshole? Do whatever the fuck you want. At the end of the day, if you're on the field, beat them or don't. And look.
Yeah, that's why I'm not getting into that stuff.
I was gonna say this straight up. I don't give a fuck who it is. I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you are. You can say whatever the fuck you want on the field, as long as you're not being ridiculous. Because if you're being ridiculous, you get the shit slapped out of you. That's on you. I'm not gonna have any sympathy for you for that either. But if you're talking shit or you're being loud, you're being obnoxious on the field, I don't care. Don't beat them. At the end of the day, that's it. And if they're and see, I like what Mickey said there, even though he may mean it different than what I'm taking from it. Now they're the villain. And for what it's worth, it kind of echoes what you said, Mark, is people are on notice now. Whether it's for how they talk on the field or whatever, whether it's for their play, for how they play, etc. people are on notice. I'm gonna say, I mean, I'm a fan of a lot of teams and of a lot of players specifically. So, and I make that clear all the time. But what I am saying is they've earned it, and they've earned the opportunity to say whatever the fuck they want until somebody shuts them up.
Yep.
And
No,
if you don't, nobody will hear it.
Let me do my wrestling tie-in for the week too.
Run it.
Listen, anybody trying to talk shit about them being the villain or like fuck those guys or whatever, you're the same motherfuckers who wore the Austin 316 shirts. You're the same assholes who went around going like this when Austin did it. You love DX because they were bad guys.
Hey, hold
on.
Yeah,
that's my busted finger.
Yeah, you did that. Yeah.
Yeah, because you love The Rock when he was Hollywood Rock. You love being told to know your role and shut your mouth. So don't sit here and tell me that you don't root for the bad guy. So as far as BTL goes, let's call them the heels. Let's call them the villains, right? And let's go because they'll back it up. They've already proven it. So I kind of like
fun.
The villain. Like
it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun watching Major. And I'm gonna sing something. I'm gonna bring something up because my memory's good. I remember one of the first shows. I want to say it was show 2 or 3, somewhere around there early. Somebody wants to go back on YouTube and look. I don't give a fuck. But what I kept hearing was how, there's not enough teams in Major. The teams, it's always the same teams. They're always playing each other. It's always it's too friendly. It's not even the same. Well, now it is. Yeah, well, like friendly. I actually paraphrased that a little bit. The term was it's just kind of it's everybody knows what's what and everybody knows everybody knows what to expect. Well, now you don't. Now you got somebody that's the villain. Now you got somebody to go after. But I don't want to say that and make it seem like I'm demeaning any of the other teams like SBOB and
Now we're gonna get to it. We'll get to it.
Like because people have that tendency to do that. But nah, man, y'all know I'm a fan of BTL, and I say it all the time. They're a great fucking team, and I'm glad they're having success. I want them to continue to have success, but more importantly, because I like watching softball, so I want to see these big fucking crazy games, with like Blue Pill versus BTL and Amigos, because even though they don't need the fucking spot, right? I like seeing those games. That's really it. All that whining about them being on the field. Shut that up, bro.
Big deal. Fucking McDill, you get a logo and you come with that. Come on, bro.
Hey, bro, I totally set that up, and Dave took it. He says good memory.
Of course, yeah,
that was the point.
But listen, you know what? We're giving, I don't mind giving BTL time, but that also means we got to give equal time to the guys that actually won.
They weren't happy.
They were not happy that they didn't get a chance to play the if game. I know that they didn't want to win it that way. So let's get that out there right now. Right. I talked to many guys who were playing SBOB, the ones who are usually there, and guys they picked up for that weekend. Nobody wanted to win with a forfeit. What happened was BTL made it to the ship losers bracket. SBOB was sitting king seat waiting. BTL took the first game, forced it to an if. They had 2 pretty big injuries in that game. They were down to 9. Well, I should say 9.5 because Cliff Gaskell was playing if he had one leg. So let's just put that out there. And they decided they're going to Vegas in 2 weeks. They're playing Spring Worlds. So they didn't want to chance it, and they decided to kind of give it up, give it to SBOB. I think that would have been a phenomenal game.
That would have been crazy. That would have been a crazy game. That would have been crazy.
So, but you were right when you said, what if? It's just you threw the
triple up, bro.
In.
I'd have pulled up.
But anyway,
up for that.
Here's the great thing. We're going to see that. We're going to see that eventually again. So I'm excited for that. So let's give SBOB the credit that's due because they're the champs, but we got a rivalry started, and that's something we have not had in a long time, boys.
I love it.
So I love it. I love it. So congratulations to Jimmy and the boys at SBOB. Great weekend. We don't have pictures. I meant to put a no image available from like the internet when a picture doesn't come up and throw an SBOB logo on there. I didn't have time to do that. That's my fault. What had happened was I had 3 umps waiting to get paid, and I said they had to wait until the end of the ship game because I had prizes. When I went to the if game, I ran back up to pay them. As I was doing that, here come both teams, and I was like, what the hell just happened? So no pictures. I know that they went, and I'm doing that for Mike while I talk. I know that they got pictures before we shut the lights off. But thank you guys again. So I thought it'd be funny, but I didn't get in time to do it. AAA, we had a couple teams here. So let's talk about Hits, who made it to the ship with Puro Desmadre real quick. Hits had a rough pool on Saturday. I think they were 0-2.
They were.
In one game, they were down 15-1 going into their portion of the open inning. That might have been against Puro. I don't remember. But just to paint the whole picture and start you there. So let's be honest. They didn't look good in pool at all. And then the next thing you know, they get in a bracket. They lose a bracket game along the way. And then just said, all right, enough of this shit. And it's rare that you see a team make such a swing in a weekend that they did this weekend. So they started at the bottom. Thanks, Drake.
Now they're here.
And went all the way. Now they're here. All right. And they made it to the ship. It was amazing. Marlos has posted the link for those Dudley balls right there for you guys if you need them. So Hits gets all the way there. And then we had a really strong win Sunday for the ship. But it was consistent. So both teams had to deal with it. Jesus, you give an inch, they take a mile, Los.
Yeah, I could always make it a little easier. I mean,
maybe we should start putting put the comments at the top.
I'm not gonna lie, I can't actually see the closed caption from the console, so I have no real idea where the console, where the closed captioning is. More importantly, I didn't even know. I don't know.
He got a free logo. It's been up most of the show. He puts there you go. You're gonna
that's why I said I can make it easy.
Nothing. Anyway, we're dictators here. What can I tell you? So I aside from the other stuff, they had a hell of a weekend and battled adversity on their own. Beside the other stuff, so to get to the ship is a big deal. And then Puro just ran it. They had a couple close calls, but they were pretty strong all weekend. It's really nice to see Reggie and the boys kind of put it all together because they've been up and down so far this year. When they are at full strength and they are playing to their ability, they are an absolute major team. And I've said this to them. This is not news to anyone. They've just been so inconsistent, haven't gotten the full roster. They know I'm keeping an eye on them. But this weekend, they put it all together. And then we got a great ship game. Puro took it 11-10. So it was close the whole time. It was amazing. So both teams, phenomenal job. Chore, Reggie, the boys over there. Fletch doing what Fletch does. I had a couple people not bitching, Lo. So let me be clear. They're literally just asking the question like, hey, can he play 50s, 40 major and 40 AAA? And I said, well, technically he's 50s.
He's 50.
And
so
I didn't have a 50s division. So he is completely allowed to do that. Just to be clear, it's 50s players. He doesn't want me to tell you this, but Kevin McDill tried to do it too. He just had a short Sunday. But he played Saturday over at that parking lot tournament and then came over Sunday and played with SOBs. He is on both rosters and allowed to also do that. And I think there was a guy in Sonoran Pavers who played 50s the day before and also played Sunday. So that is the rule in case anybody was curious because I got asked a bunch about it, but everybody was very nice, not bitching. And the funny thing is, love him or hate him, Fletch has that effect on people. So Fletch, keep doing you, man. I love watching it because you half of what you run is all I'll run in like 3 tournaments. So
straight up, bro.
Appreciate that.
I'm a fan too.
Really good, and it was fun to watch the AAA teams battle it out to see who the next big thing is going to be. With BTL obviously moving up and doing their thing, it was a wide open field. We didn't have all the top teams in Arizona, but we had most of them. So it was nice to see those guys battled out. It came down to Puro. Tota Madre looked really good early and then had a rough go at the end. Sonoran Pavers played amazing. They took third. They are a team to watch out for. If you're not aware of them, you should be now because they're right up there with Puro, Tota, Team Hits, Sonoran. SOBs had a rough weekend, but they're another team you got to watch when they put it together. Anybody in the division can win at any time. I truly believe that. Even Dub's crew, when you guys put it together, it's a brand new team,
bro. It's gonna be on and cracking.
It's gonna happen
straight up. Hey, yeah, and you know me well enough to know I'll call bullshit on my own bullshit if it was bullshit. But we're definitely in a position where we're picking up. We're still gathering what's necessary to do what we need to. And once we do, we'll be in a much better position to be in competition. But this weekend though, it was tough.
Now my favorite division of the weekend. All right. We didn't just get a couple women's teams. We got 9 women's teams want to battle it out.
Yes, sir.
And just like the men, they had some roster issues that I needed to look into. And we're still working on that, ladies, if you're watching. I have received your complaints, and I promise you next tournament we will have a much better procedure for dealing with the B-rated players on any roster. But when we did get to the games, I loved what I saw. I'm telling you right now, you guys need to up your game because these ladies brought it this weekend. All right. I'm telling you, the she's beat the he's. Let's just be honest. For effort, I didn't have any umpire problems with the ladies, just so you know.
God damn it. I knew you were going to say that shit. I knew you was going to say that shit. I was sitting
But
here
then again, Christian Long was doing most of the ladies'
oh.
games, and he's pretty good, man. He knows his stuff. So that was a big help. And a lot of the umpire problems went away Sunday because Ricky Blue came out with us. And, Ricky Blue ain't taking it. So a lot of fun interactions there. But the women really played their what's off. I almost said the wrong thing there.
Nah,
I almost said the wrong thing.
Nah,
I don't want to offend nobody.
This is equal opportunity. We wouldn't edit that for some dudes.
They played their nuts off, but they don't have nuts.
Yeah,
so that's why I held off on it.
Then it's not bad.
They have butts, so they played their butts off.
There you go.
So Saints end up taking it. We got a cool picture. There's like a firework behind it. They were available for pictures. They won the 12 DeMarini bats that we gave to the women, which was only fair. And they beat a very tired team. Desert Heat ended up taking third. And I'm trying to remember. SOA, very tired at runner-ups, second place. And the Desert Heat took third. And those ladies were very upset with me having to play that many games. And I understood. I just wanted to say it on the program. Ladies, I get it. I will work harder to check the breakdowns of the breaks and things the best I can for you. Like I said, though, back on Saturday and Sunday, if it can't be a one-day and breaks. So you guys have to get together and decide if you'd like more breaks. We can flush it out to a 2-day and you can have more breaks, but I can't do both. Also, I want to give a quick shout out to the City of Peoria maintenance crew over there at Pioneer. I felt like I was at a minor league ballpark when I came in Saturday morning. They're dragging the dirt areas. They're cleaning up the grass. They're getting my lines done. By far my favorite field. By far. I said to Bob kidding around, hey, can you just get me Pioneer once a month all next year? And I'll just have it at Pioneer. Like, that's how much I love those fields. And if I lose these side teams, so be it. I know I got a good field. But I don't know if it's even possible. But I love Pioneer. The seniors don't often get to play there. I know we have conference events there and the kids. And so the fact that we can get in there is a huge deal. I loved it. And, man, I hope we can get in there more as the years come on because that 320 evened everything up. You can put it on my face, too, if that helps. I mean, I'm sure a couple people would enjoy that after tonight.
That's something. But
again, that 325, boy, changes things. It changes. We saw it at Legacy, but it changes the game, man. Bombs had to be bombs. No more 301 helpers.
At least they can hit the 301 helpers for some money here.
Yeah, and but listen, if guys were playing too deep, teams took advantage.
Yes.
If they played too shallow, they buy them. They took advantage.
Make sure you play the game right.
A lot of fun playing at Pioneer. We'll get there, soon. But Cactus is going to be a lot of fun the end of the month too. So thank you to Saints, SOA, and Desert Heat, first, second, and third in our tournament this past weekend. We also had a decent concession stand, which we aren't used to. That's always nice. I actually have food trucks lined up if we need them for any fields where we don't have concessions. So at the very least, we'll always have something available because I know everybody likes to bring their families. We got to have food available for the kids. It's just, it's non-negotiable at this point. But anyway, thank you to those women's teams. It was a really fun time watching them get out there and really, really go at it. No team really dominated except for Saints. Obviously, they went undefeated all the way through. But, man, they didn't steamroll anybody. Everybody was in the games. And some untimely hitting and whatnot did some teams in. But I just appreciate them coming out, and hopefully we'll have them out for the end of the month. April 30th, we'll get the ladies some cash, too, out at Cactus. So I think I've covered everything I'm sure there's going to be more discussion about it. Folks, I would ask you to just reserve judgment, let the appeal process take its hold. I will be completely out of that. And we'll see how it goes. Because right now, that's where it's at. Totally understand if you disagree with my decision, but like I said, I'm 100% set in my resolve on this issue. And let's just be better and start taking responsibility for your own actions, folks. We can be better. I know we all can. But if you got a problem with me calling out, look in the mirror and make sure you're covered. Before you start pointing fingers at other people about the stuff that they're doing, make sure you've owned your own shit. The old, if you live in a glass house, don't start throwing stones. And I apologize to the player. I got too into it earlier. That's not going to work for me. And I shouldn't have done that, and I apologize to you right now. You know who you are. I'm not going to say your name. So I apologize for that. I apologize to the guys on hits if taking it too far there. Hopefully I heard what you guys had to say. I know McGrew jumped in, and I appreciate that because, through all of it, McGrew is a guy whose opinion I definitely appreciate and I like to hear. So even if we don't agree, I still want to hear it. So again, we've been going about an hour and a half or 15 minutes. So I think it's time to kind of wrap it.
Yes,
all right, Los.
Yeah,
all right, man, yo, chill.
Nope.
Chill, Karen. I got this.
I know. Hey, I know you being conciliatory, but fuck all that. Nah, man, because you said what you said.
That's why
you meant what you said.
That's why.
I mean, I'm being honest, right? Like, I don't. If anybody is offended by that, fuck them. I disagree is one thing. Offended is another. You're offended, fuck off. If you disagree, cool. Because hell, I disagree. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that, bro. Anyway, plus, I'm tired. It's been a long day.
Fair enough. Hey, I went to BP today too, which is I'm going to end the show with this. So for better or worse, and I'm not going to say the team in case I completely embarrass myself. I'm not even sure how much I'm going to play, but I got asked to go to Vegas for SS. Oh, yeah, I'll say them. I'm not scared of them. SSUSA has Spring Worlds coming up in Vegas a week and a half now. I got asked to go, and I'm going to go. So your boy's going to go embarrass himself. So I actually went to BP today too. Marlos always goes. I went over. Well, I went over to Peoria off the machine, and nothing's changed. So listen, I could hit 1,000. I could hit 400. All depends on whether I get 1 or 2 at bats. We'll see how it goes. If I got a pitch, though, I'm ready because I was throwing this bad boy around today, and this thing moves. It moves just like a rock. So I'm pretty confident when I get the rocks out there because, yes, they're using rocks. If I have to pitch, I'll be good. But I'm back up and basically pitching coach that weekend for a team I have all the utmost respect for. And we'll talk about it when I get back from Vegas. I'm going to – I've been trying to break that glove in, Kev. I think we're going to have to go with the thin one, so I might break my hand again. And real quick, I put a post up asking anyone interested in coaching any of the Challenge Cup teams, please send me a DM so I know about your interest. I want to give everybody a fair look. I'm going to be announcing the coaches in the next month so they can get a start on scouting and, most importantly, fundraising. So the people that deserve to go, hopefully money will not be an issue for them to go. So by the end of April, I will be naming all the Challenge Cup teams. What I can tell you is that it is in February this year. I'll have exact dates this week. So they've moved it from January to February. And that National would like me to send 2 teams from each division. I don't know if that's going to be possible, but I will have more info. If you really want to be an ump, message me, and I will take care of you. I will get you in touch with the UICs at U-Trip, and we'll get that taken care of. Yes, they do have mush balls, but that's where I was closer to. If I'm at work, I will be going to Avondale because I'm in Goodyear. Nacho, get out of here. So we'll have my Vegas story when I get back because I'm going to go one more show before I go, and then after that, we'll talk about that. I'll get more into details. And then beyond that, if you are interested in coaching the Challenge Cup team, I don't care what experience you have. I had a couple ladies who aren't seniors, but proved to me that they know seniors that one may actually be a coach. So don't worry about your age. If you really think you have the resume to do it, please send me a message and we'll talk about it. But on that note, let's get the hell out of here, brother. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We'll see you next week.